Don't know what happened there. It just suddenly, literally cut out, like cut out. It didn't just kind of go.
It went.
It literally went. So I do apologise for that. Hopefully you got my message. I just tried to get a message on there written just before we got cut off and lost. So let's try and get you back up, so to speak. And let's copy this across here so we all know what we're talking about. Can you hold the fort, Nads?
Yes. So we were talking about the tower. And we were saying what a terrible shame it is that these things don't make the press.
One sec. There we go.
So we were going to move on to the news stories.
I can't at the moment because I'm...
So first of all, tomorrow is D-Day for care workers who are not double vaxxed.
Which is quite remarkable.
I find this totally extraordinary. Now, James O'Brien, who I trust implicitly, yesterday on his radio show, says this is potentially going to be 60,000 people taken out of the care system on Thursday.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
What kind of a harebrained idea is that? The vaccine doesn't prevent transmission.
No.
We live in a free country where, thank God, at the moment, you can't be forced to be injected with something you don't want to be injected with.
Well, that's the bit of it that I understand the least, as Creatorholic puts it so simply. Why do they have to have it? The jab doesn't stop you catching it or spreading it. So how does it help the patients?
But I tell you what doesn't help the patients. What doesn't help the patients is there not being enough staff in the care homes to look after them, to take them to the toilet, to change their beds, to feed them, to hold their hands. So that really will do harm to those patients.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
Sarah Withington
Does anyone
says it
understand
reduces the risk.
It reduces the viral load.
Well, then that's surely a reason.
So it does reduce the risk, but it doesn't stop transmission. But everybody in a care home will be vaccinated. All the clients in there will be vaccinated.
That's true. That's true. So if all the clients are vaccinated, what's the problem?
And why don't they insist on PCR tests every week?
Emma Carter, not sure, happy as my mum is in a care home and thought she might not be getting the care she needs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we all know how understaffed they are. My friend's just been in hospital recently and he said it was absolute carnage. The surgical ward was filled with people that just shouldn't have even had surgery.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough people in the care home.
I think
so
there's a
what
bit of
the hell is
confusion
going
creeping. And Miriam W. stops you from dying by 90%. Yeah, we understand that, but if people have decided not to take the vaccine, it doesn't, they might be at risk themselves, but it doesn't put at risk the people they're caring for if the people they're caring for have been vaccinated and boosted up to the hill. I think there's going to be a bigger problem when 60,000 carers are no longer in the industry. And I was listening to
because
the
the
guy...
elderly will be getting a booster which gives you 95% protection, but if there are not enough people to simply feed them, hold them, care for them, that is going to do more harm.
And there was the manager of a care home today on the radio was saying that after Brexit they lost so many migrant workers and care workers in one fell swoop, and he said this is going to be like a double body punch.
Yeah.
They've already lost about, I think, something like 50,000 due to Brexit, and they're going to lose another potentially 60,000. And they're having to close entire wings of care homes down now.
I think that's a really good point that Gabrielle's just made, and I think this is true of all people that don't want the vaccines. Why don't they ask them why they don't want to and listen to their worries?
Yeah.
The thing is, let me think how I say this. So somebody that I know has been very angry with all those people that haven't been vaccinated. And then the other day, she asked a mutual friend of ours who has refused to be vaccinated, well, why? She just stopped and she asked, she went, well, why? Why haven't you had it? And you know what? She looked at her and she just went, I'm scared.
Right. Yeah.
And
have a dialogue. Have a dialogue. But who's got the time to have that dialogue?
There has been a lot of information. We can't say it's false information because we don't know for sure. There's been a lot of information that has gone round online saying that people that have the vaccine could become infertile.
Yeah.
And a lot of the care working force is of childbearing ages.
Age.
So they think that the wrong rumours have got round and
Yes.
scared people.
Right. Did you see and hear the recording, I think, on TikTok or Instagram of the care worker who's in tears,
crying,
sobbing,
yeah.
crying? What do you, guys, it is...
But I mean, you know, Nick Ferrari this morning was saying, well, you know, it's very simple. She was sat there crying in her car. It's very simple. If you don't want to lose your job, just have the vaccine. But obviously, it's not that simple.
But isn't it?
For some people.
But isn't
because
it?
some people don't want it and they don't trust it. I still fear that I've had it.
But I think the added... I'm moving over to the other side here just to get a sort of 360-degree sense of it.
Yeah.
As Ellie Pickford, 23 says, some vulnerable might not be able to be vaccinated. And I think there's an important question to be asked here of, if you are working in the care industry, if caring for people is your priority, is there not some sort of impetus then to embrace what, is a new development in terms of what you need to do? Because surgeons have to have all sorts of vaccines before they can do surgery.
Well, when your mum
Is it
was
not the
working in the
same?
National Health, she used to have hepatitis
Yes.
and something else. And I get that. But this is a very new vaccine.
Right.
So I think
you're
when
saying there should
people
be some
give that,
leeway?
when people give that comparison, I think it doesn't really work because people see it as a vaccine that is still being tested. And when you get articles like you did from the British Medical Journal the other day, you know, questioning Pfizer's techniques and data, you know, stuff is coming up all the time to scare people.
Well, Kez C, I mean, I'm trying to put the other side of the equation over, and Kez C says, has there ever been a situation like this where medication has been forced? And I have to say, I think we've all got so caught up in the aftermath of the drama and vaccines, and many of us who were a bit querulous about the concept of a vaccine and all that kind of stuff have sort of signed up to it and done it. It's almost like we've gone so far down this route now. We're unable to put the brakes on and stop as a culture, because you're right. When you stop and think, actually, what's happening here? We're forcing people. We're taking away choice, because if you take away someone's capacity to earn or work in the industry that they've trained for, that's essentially what you're saying. I went to the government website because I didn't believe I didn't believe the government weren't going to shift on this. It's happening tomorrow. This is happening tomorrow.
60,000 people.
Everyone go to government publications, vaccination of people, gov.uk, and you go down, and there is the timeline for implementation. So a 16-week grace period started on the 22nd of July. Can you get my charger, babe? 16th of September was the last date for care home workers to get their first dose, so they're fully vaccinated. Regulations come into force on not tomorrow, on the 11th, in 2 days. And I fully was expecting the government to kind of nudge that back, because I kind of...
That's what James O'Brien was saying yesterday.
Oh, right.
You know, it's the day after the day after tomorrow.
60,000 will immediately go like that.
What's his name? Matt Hancock put this in place. And he kept thinking Sajid Javid was going to do a turnaround on it, but nothing,
Right.
Total silence.
Right, yeah. And another part of me was thinking, this must surely be a sort of carrot and stick approach that they're using to force as many people to get it as possible,
Well, it
and
seems just
then
like
they
a big
would remove
stick,
it.
doesn't seem much of a carrot.
Yeah, where's the carrot?
I suppose you keep your job.
Yeah, I guess so. But what do you think, guys? That's the wrong thing. That's brunchy banter. What do you think? It is causing a divide. And add to the fact that in April next year, there are currently 103,000 NHS workers who likewise, if they don't get vaccinated, will be facing the same problem by April. Do you think the government has to do something, though, in these areas? Do you think the government would be criticised if they did nothing, and they're being criticised if they do something? Sarah Begley, this is attacking the lowest paid people. Emma Carter, it's going to be terrible
some of the most
if
necessary
care homes close down. I'm reading a lot of
jobs.
Emma's because your mum's in a care home. I mean, apparently the move now for people to take their parents out of care homes is massive, isn't it? Because of the fear that they're going to, any other sort of pandemics or things like that.
And often a care home is the best place for somebody because of their needs. So
Yeah.
it's just chronic.
Yeah. It's,
Okay.
Well, look, that's care homes, and and the same story for NHS, compulsory NHS JABS. you've got, what are we now? November, December, January, February, March, April. So you've got 5 to 6 months before the same scenario is going to happen for the NHS. It is an awful situation,
James,
Steph Schultz.
Here's the situation. I'm fully vaccinated, was planning to head to a nightclub last week. As required here, I need proof of vaccination to get in. My friend hasn't been vaccinated. It's dividing us.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Well, in that situation, your friend ain't going to be going anywhere, are they?
Milk Honey says a lot that it's the NHS workers not wanting the vaccine. The politicians are forcing the medics to take a vaccine. Sounds odd.
Yeah.
That is an interesting point, isn't it? It's an interesting way of looking at it. The other bit of news today is, this isn't the only place that this has been reported, but there's a lot of kind of COP26, the climate conference. I think the energy has slightly, no pun intended, but the energy has kind of run out, I think, for COP26.
I thought it was over.
It was over before it began. There's already a sense that COP26 has failed, because even with all the pledges that there currently have been made, the fear is that it's still not going to do anything about the increase in our carbon footprint. So it leads you to wonder, what the fuck do we do?
Well, the end of the world is nigh.
Oh, right, okay, well, that's okay. So we've dealt with that. So the end of the world is nigh. Now, let's talk about smelliness. What does a smell say about you? Okay, let's ask you this. You love a question. What's your worst smell? What smell do you hate the most? What smell do you hate the most? Other than obvious things like poo and things like that. I'm trying to think. I really hate the smell of...
Fox poo.
Fox poo is particularly
The worst
bad.
smell in my life, because that dog is always bloody rolling in it. I hate it so much.
Right, Melanie B.
I hate
B.O.
rotten milk.
Rotten milk, that's a good one.
Halitosis.
Tasha Payne, baked beans, that's good. That's fortunate, because I don't have that. Baked beans, Tasha Payne. Rotten eggs, that's not good. What
Rotten
would...
milk.
Rotten milk, taste... Cinnamon, Andrea Jenner. RM's jams,
Cinnamon?
petrol.
God, I love the smell of cinnamon.
Jam,
petrol,
peppers.
I hate the smell of petrol.
I love the smell of petrol.
Oh, I hate
I love
it.
the smell of petrol, diesel. I love the smell of tarmac, freshly laid tarmac. Creosote, I love the smell of that. Brussels, Julia Cornell. Cook, tra-la-la for. Cook. Cooking, do you mean cooking? Faith Goodman, coffee on people's breath. Yeah, I know what you mean. Vanilla. We shouldn't forget that today is November the 11th. Today, a very important day that never should happen again, never again. November 9th, 1938. No, you're absolutely right, Nenad Lukic. Alcohol, whiskers, cat litter trays.
Oh, cat food.
Cat litter trays.
Oh, cat food is disgusting.
Cat litter trays isn't good. Nail varnish, Fiona Grockett. I thought most people like the smell of it. I love it. When my girls paint
why
their
are you
nails.
asking us this?
Well, because there's been... I thought you usually quite liked a little bit of a
but why are
tour
you
about...
asking us?
I was asking it... where's my story gone? I was asking it because there's a new report, which I can't go into the great details of, about what your smell says about you. But apparently, your smell tells the opposite sex or the same sex so much about your health condition. Apparently, what you're getting when you smell someone is their health or their lack of it, which is a kind of horrible thing, really, isn't it, if you think about it? I mean, if you're not... Does that mean if you're not well, it shows your age, your diet, your emotions, and how robust your immune system is.
So
and if you're getting sick...
What kind of smell
Your body's scent consists of 3 layers, all emanating from the skin. At the surface level, we fight stink with deodorants and showering. This is in the Wall Street Journal. The middle level stems from cultural environmental factors like diet and environment. So you've got the surface, you've got the middle, and then beneath those levels, under layers of sweat, lotions, and last night's chili, you'll find a person's baseline smell. This smell is unique to you, like a thumbprint, and it telegraphs surprisingly detailed information about your health. Isn't that weird? It's like
No, I can totally understand.
it's like a precise thumbnail. Really, it was a cue for you to say what
like
smell, because you've got such a
when
strong
children-
nose.
When children smell of pear drops, when their breath smells of pear drops when they're not well.
Yeah,
So sweet, that.
yeah.
But like a baby, there's no smell like it because it's clean. It hasn't had any toxins or... You know, I can smell illness.
Can you? Oh. What does it smell like? Different.
But it depends what kind of illness it is.
Well, tell us. I mean, you've got
Well,
the
I
nose of a
can
nose
smell
of a
on the top of
paramedic.
your. I've got the smell on. You've got a smell on the top of your head,
Oh God.
which isn't well. It's not.
What does it smell
And
of?
we know you're not well.
What does it smell of?
Doesn't smell of anything. It's just a smell that you know it isn't a smell of. A
Don't I
well
smell of babysit? You used to say.
person. Not anymore.
What do you mean?
You don't.
But that's what drew you to me.
I know, but you don't smell of it anymore.
So you don't like my smell?
Let me smell it behind your ear if you still smell it. You do a little bit,
No, that's all right.
but the top of your head smells unwell.
Well, there you go. Top of my head smells unwell.
It's like a sour smell.
Oh God, that's not nice.
No, but I just see it as in a technical way. I see it in a medical way.
Oh, nice. Isn't pear drop a sign of diabetes? Says Jan.
I don't know, but when children have
Tra la
it,
la,
it's a-
Nadia, you'll make Mark worry now. You're absolutely right. I am worried. I'm trying to think what you smell.
But he doesn't look well, does he?
Because I'm not sleeping.
Yeah, but you are not a well man.
That's not true. I'm a very
Babe.
fit man.
Nobody, there is a difference. Men jump about and get themselves muscles and then they think everything is tickety-boo beneath. It is not tickety-boo.
I know.
Your gut is fucked. Your stress levels are off the scale. You have insomnia. You have a sedentary job.
Can you just leave me alone?
Well, you were talking about whether I could smell your illness.
You just stop
I can
having
smell
I
all
wish
of
I'd
that
never
in the
had.
top
For
of
saying
your-
you didn't know what this topic was about, you've got a very strong opinion
Well,
on
I
it.
love smells. I
Well, tell us
fascinates
about
me.
them then.
I am.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
telling
no.
you what
All
I
you're
can
saying is how I smell awful.
No, I can tell by the top of the smell of your head that you're not well.
How? You can't just say that. Doesn't make any sense.
But also look at your colour.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I've had a bad week's sleep and I've looked better on other days.
Darling, you've had a bad year's sleep and your body is crumbling on the inside.
fucking
but
had
just
enough of
because
this.
you've got muscles, you think you're all right.
I've not just got muscles, I've got ripples.
Well, good.
Where I never had ripples.
Yes, thank you, Catherine. You need to meditate.
Mediate, it said. Oh no, meditate.
You need to meditate. It will help with your sleep. Why would you meditate when he can scroll through his phone?
Michelle Penny, I see your relationship's going from strength to strength. Smell behind my ear again.
Sue Williams, Mark, eat broccoli. Thank you,
I wanna
Sue.
smell behind
Mark,
my ear.
my ear smells healthy. I've got no worries about my ear. Ah! Mark! I literally fucking hate you. You've given me tinnitus and now you've given me double tinnitus.
What have you done?
Get off, I'm cold.
What's wrong with you?
So I can't believe you've done that in my ear. Literally, don't
No, you've-
talk to me
you've got something
again
on your
tonight.
lip.
Get away from me.
You've got
Mark,
something on your lip.
Mark,
You've got
Mark.
You've got something on your lip.
Mark! Mark.
Just there. Hang on.
Ah! Ow!
Got it.
Your stupid rings just hurt me. Get off.
Not on you.
So annoying. This is all because you smell ill and you have to take it out on me.
I don't smell ill.
You asked me what you smell of and I told you illness.
You
Don't
can't
ask me
say
questions.
illness, it means nothing. It's like saying you smell of airplane. Not really.
Oh no, it's nothing
There's
like
nothing
that.
like that.
Don't ask me what you smell of if you don't want me to tell you.
Monster Mash, where have you been?
I'm Monster
Mash, how's your
How's
baby?
the baby?
Mediation and meditation might be the winning combo. Done at the same time, I think so. Well, there you go, guys. Compulsory NHS jabs, climate failure, care home fiasco, and smells. I smell ill. At least I don't smell dead. I suppose that's some kind of small comfort, isn't it? What your smell
I
says
never
about
said you didn't smell of death.
What?
No joking.
Oh my God, that's a horrible dark smell. Why am I talking so high? Anyway, well, there you go. That's your news. That's your lot tonight. I hope you're all well, and we'll see you. What day is it tomorrow? Wednesday. See you on the morrow. I think it might just be Nads. But yeah, we'll see you on the morrow. And just after this, green-fingered hell is landing. You all right there?